Okay, let's get to work on creating that educational plan. From your Insight Portal landing page, you're going to click on Student Planning, located in the top left-hand side of the menu. This is going to take you to your Student Planning tool. Select Student Planning to enter the tool, and next select step number 2, Go to Plan and Register. We'll take a look at how to add courses and even register from these screens. There are 3 tabs that you'll have access to: Schedule, Timeline, and Advising. I like to start with the timeline because this is a great place to build the tool and have a good representation of your plan. In the fall of 2015, I'm planning to take Early Childhood Education 144 and Math 164, but I think I want to add one more class. I heard that Speech 120 is a good class to add in your first semester, so I'm going to add that in. Now, what you're about to see probably won't come up on many of your screens. When I first became a student at the district, I applied to DVC. I need to remove that location filter in order to see classes at both Contra Costa and DVC, and even LMC. If you've only applied to Contra Costa College, your filter should be all set and show you all Contra Costa College classes. This is an important thing to note about the classes within our district. You can see here Speech 120 is Argumentation and Debate at Los Medanos College. Speech 120 is Public Speaking at Contra Costa College. So even though we are sister colleges, and we do talk to each other quite a bit, and we even use the same systems, sometimes our classes are not the same. Please make sure that unless you plan to take a class at one of the sister colleges, that you're selecting the course followed by the word CCC, so you know that it's a class at Contra Costa College. This is the one that I'd like, so I'm going to select Add Course to Plan, and next select Fall 2015 from the drop-in. This is not registering me for the course. It's just adding the course to my educational plan. We can continue and add courses to my educational plan for as long as it takes for me to get my degree and/or to transfer. But let's go back to the Plan and Register tab and take a look at how this looks on my timeline. You can see Speech 120 was added here. Let's take a look at what else is going on here. You can see that under Math 164, there's a warning about the prerequisite for this course. Please note that this is just a generic warning. This is not tailored to each individual student. You'll see this on every single class that has a prerequisite. It doesn't mean that you will be blocked from registering for the course. So if you have taken Math 120 or you've fulfilled this prerequisite through assessment or in high school, you can ignore that message. It looks like it's a warning and blocks students, but actually it's just more informative. The other tab that's here is the Advising tab. We don't have a system in place where when you take notes that it pops up and notifies the advisors or the counselors on campus. However, it is a good place to put notes and ask questions so that when you do meet with a counselor, you've got everything you need right there. The counselor can log in and see the questions and respond directly. For the Counseling 108 class, please feel free to put questions and notes in this section. I will respond to them here, and that way you'll have a nice dialogue of your questions and my responses. This is not a place for confidential questions, however. Please keep those to my personal email. Let's go over and take a look at how you can actually register from the courses from this section. In an earlier module, I showed you how you could register, but this is another way to register, which I think during registration time actually is a little bit easier. Move the arrow over to Fall 2015, and you can see the courses are highlighted in yellow. Now I've selected these sections specifically, but I haven't selected my speech section yet. We'll select View Other Sections and select the course that best works for me. Scrolling down, I can see that there are actually 3 pages of classes of Speech 120. So don't just stop after the first one. When I hover over these sections, they highlight themselves on the calendar view. This class conflicts with my math class, so I wouldn't be able to take that. This class, though, looks like it will fit. I think this looks like a pretty good schedule for me, so I'm going to select it. When I hit Add Section to Schedule, again, I'm just putting this on my schedule. I'm not yet registered for classes. This is a good habit to get into to plan your class schedule ahead of your registration date and time. If you're watching this video and your registration date hasn't yet arrived, go ahead and start planning your courses. Then when your registration date and time does arrive, all you need to do is hit register. Let me show you how the registration from here works. I think you'll find it to be pretty intuitive. I'm going to register for that Speech 120 class simply by pressing the register button. It tells me that it's processing the registration and that it's complete. I always wait to see it in green to know that my registration is complete. Now I know that I'm registered for Speech 120 and I have 2 more classes to register for here on the left. Now let's suppose my work schedule changed. I was just notified of that today, and actually I need to take speech now on Tuesdays and Thursdays instead of Mondays and Wednesdays. Let's scroll down and drop the speech course. By selecting the drop button, it will confirm that I want to drop the section, and I hit update. It won't actually remove the class from my schedule. I'm no longer enrolled, but it will allow me to see that course still is planned. If I want to remove it altogether, I X out. The important thing to remember about this is that when the class is shown as yellow, that means that it is held on your schedule. You're not guaranteed a seat, you're just planning it out. When the course is green, then you have a seat in the course, and you're all set for registration. It's time for you to play around. The goal of the course is for you to have at least 2 classes listed on 2 different semesters. Remember that for you, a full semester might mean 12 units. For another student, it might mean 1 unit. It really depends on what your goal is and what else you have going on in your life. There's no right or wrong way to create the plan, and I'm going to be reviewing them and giving you feedback as you go along. Start to go in, make your educational plan, and then when you're done, log back into the D2L to communicate with me that you've completed this step.